thought we came out hitting on all cylinders and were able to establish the run and some nakeds off the run and some play action pass early in the football game to allow us to get a big lead on our opponent. Thought we fell asleep a little bit in the third coming out. I didn't think we executed as well as we could have, but we did a good job when we had to answer a drive late in the game to kind of keep those guys off balance. We gave up a lot of seam routes. Obviously, Dyson's a great quarterback, and we knew that coming in. We knew that it would be a formidable task to shut him down because he's such a good player and is able to keep the ball alive and create some things. But this is a huge win for our program. Puts us at 6-0 in the MAC, and we're still in the running for some very nice things.
Coach, how big were the 2 quick interceptions early?
Yeah, I thought that first interception by Fackler was huge. That really kick-started the whole offense, and as well as the defense. It was again another showed pressure from the outside, and we zone dropped him into the throwing lane, and it was another athletic play by Fackler.
Yeah, speaking of Fackler, I mean, that's a couple times now he's tipped it and then intercepted. Is that something you can teach, or is that just a natural talent he has?
I think it's probably a little bit of both. He's got very good ball skills, but you know, being able to drop underneath those quick slant routes or those in routes, he's got a pretty good feel for it right now.
Is there any particular focus or anything that you've had this year? You've got a really good record with the turnovers and everything. I mean, anything in particular that was accounting for that this year?
Well, we preach it all the time on both sides of the ball, to take care of the ball on offense, and you know, do a lot of strip drills in practice. But everybody does strip drills. It's an emphasis. If you can get a lot of people around the ball, good things are going to happen for you. And one of the things we studied in the off season was on the Giants Super Bowl run last year. That's one of the things Coach Coughlin talked about. One of the #1 ingredients to winning the Super Bowl was turnover margin. And we preached that in the off-season as well as when we got to camp.
Coach, talk about you didn't play Dree from scrimmage at all in the third quarter. Was that by design? In the fourth quarter, obviously, he was fresh.
No, it wasn't by design at all. It's just how things were going at the time. It was not by design.
But once he got back in there, he jump-started you.
Always does.
Is there any particular thing, obviously Dyson's got some good starts or anything, but was there any particular thing you felt like defensively that you wanted to do to you know, keep him at least somewhat in check?
Yeah, we thought going into the game that we wanted to give him some different looks, pre-snap, post-snap looks. Obviously, anytime you can get around his feet makes him a little bit uncomfortable. We thought if we could get to him and maybe put a couple clean shots on him, that would affect him a little bit. But he's such a good player, he's going to make his plays, and we knew that coming in.
You mentioned 6-0 in a good spot. If you're going to win this MAC East, you got to run the juggernaut of Miami, Bowling Green, Ohio. You got to like where you are now, coming off this win, going up to BG next week.
Every game is so critical in the MAC. I mean, there's so many good football teams, and just very proud of our football team, how they've stayed the course, how they prepare every week, and the maturity of our football team in our locker room.
You guys talk about the way you were able to run the ball, especially in the first half, just how things were going so well out there for you. Just what was going on as far as...
Yeah, early in the game, you know, we tried to establish a run early in the game. You know, me and Trout, you know, we just kept running the ball. The offensive line, great offensive line, you know, they just got in that block and they was moving the ball forward. You know, we had big seams, and me and Trout was just hitting the hole.
Trout, what happened to you on that hit, that last hit, and are you okay now?
Well, yeah, I'm okay. I was like, I was gonna jump at first, but I decided not to. So I mean,
Was it a helmet that hit you, or?
yeah, I think it was a helmet.
And initially it looked like your ankle, but then when you were stretching, it looked like maybe you were stretching out the back of your leg.
It is the quad, but it's cool.
Doing all right now, though?
Talk about what you saw early, or what you felt early, running the football. It seemed like you...
To be honest, I felt like a train just going, nothing to stop. So I mean, they second half they just switched it up a little bit. We just switched it, and we got going again. So.
Trey, you're from around here, right?
Yes.
Down by Coring. You had a chance to get up here before, for any games, or
I'm too busy.
first trip in then?
Yes.
Any run in particular early on that made you feel like, hey, I got this going today?
I think like my first run, when I hit it to the outside, when I bounced out to the outside, that's what I know I'm having a field day today.
So, coaches, is it a good thing for the line? Feels pretty good about it. Not to mention yourself have a little bit of both the lightning and the thunder here. Running the football.
Oh, these are two spectacular players. The thing that I like about them is they get better each week, and they come to work with a purpose. They both give you a little bit something different, change of pace, power, a little bit more speed than you think he has, a little more wiggle than you think he has. So they are really, really a good tandem. I think they complement each other extremely well. And you can't say enough good things about our guys up front. Those guys have been phenomenal, in my opinion.
You even got some good yards out of Spencer.
We did. He didn't want to run it. He didn't want to run it, but he was forced to run it and did a nice job.
Can you talk a little bit about his game? It's kind of up and down.
Yeah, those two interceptions were disappointing. I thought they were. We had some nakeds and called. And, the second one was a poorly thrown ball back to the inside and low. The first route that they jumped was an outcut, 10 to 12-yard outcut. Probably would have, if he'd thrown it a little bit further outside, probably wouldn't have been a pick, probably a knockdown. But he was playing well for the most part. But those were two bad interceptions, I thought.
I know you don't like to look ahead, but it's not looking ahead now. You're week 10, playing for a championship at Bowling Green next week. Let's talk about playing yourself into this position and how great it has to feel.
Yeah, we're going to enjoy this game tonight, and then we'll look at Bowling Green tomorrow.
Are you guys aware at all that you've become the first 2 1,000-yard rushers in the same season?
Yeah, we found out about 5-10 minutes ago. But we ain't know before that.
Who told you? Aaron?
The reporter. No, Aaron didn't tell us.
Another reporter?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel? And is that something that you could have even, your own individual skill, but something that, two guys can do in the same season with a couple games to go in the regular season?
It feels real good, especially when you have two backs. Usually most teams only have one back, but when you have two backs, you just got to look at the offensive line. They're just doing a great job for us.
Trey, can you talk to that?
Those are goals from the get-go, so it feel good just to accomplish our goals, so it's real good.
Being that there's a couple games left, do we have new goals now?
MAC championship, that's it. So I want to go.
Anything else?